I didn't realize I was searching for it until it found me. For years, I thought I knew exactly where my life was headed. I had the degree, the title, the job that everyone said would guarantee a good future. And yet, every morning I woke up with the same dull heaviness in my chest. I convinced myself that it was fine, that this was just what adult life felt like. But the truth was, I felt like I was living someone else's life. I'd buried my dreams so deep I almost forgot they ever existed. Still, there was a pull I couldn't ignore. It was like a whisper from deep inside. I tried to silence it, but the more I pushed it down, the louder it became. And when I finally did listen, the things I once loved but had pushed aside slowly made themselves known again. But it wasn't like greeting an old beloved friend. It was more like being haunted. Every forgotten dream returned, but instead of joy, they carried fear. It's too late. I'm too old. I've invested too much. I can't change now. I'm not even good enough to do that. However, they didn't buy my reasoning. It wasn't as if my dreams left me alone just because I was scared, or because I had convincing arguments not to pursue them. In the end, the only way forward was to follow the pull of the dream and walk straight through the forest of fear. And on the other side of that forest was YouTube. And it changed my life with less than 500 subscribers. Hello, I hope you are well. I feel like if you are watching this video, you are probably on this journey yourself. And you're looking for reasons or, reasons or something to hold on to keep going, to be motivated, to be like, it's still worth it, keep on going. And I want to share some mindset shifts to help you on the way, to give you this kind of motivation and a feeling of, I don't know the word, but hopefully you understand what I mean. And I have my notes here. And the first lesson is that, let's say that you are 35 right now, and you dedicate like 5 years to learning and grinding and trying and just like trying to pursue your passion or your dream, or just dedicating yourself to the craft. 5 years is a long time. But if you dedicate 5 years, you can still have 25 years of insane success. So right now, I think like we probably want instant gratification and instant success. But if we would stick to if you would stick to your dream for 5 years, it's a long time to stick to your dream. You can still have so much success. So it will still be worth it. And in 5 years' time, that's a whole education at the university. And another thing is that I remember seeing a post on Facebook from an old high school friend of mine. And she was like, finally, after 15 years of being in med school, I finally got this diploma. And so, but what I saw was like, she had dedicated 15 years to something that she believed in. And she had not yet gotten the results or that diploma. It took her 15 years. So why wouldn't we approach following our passion and our dreams and pursuing what we believe in with the same mentality? So that has really stuck with me, and I hope that it will stick with you as well. And what was I supposed to say? Another thing that helped me is that as long as I have an abled body, as long as this body works, I'm able to move and express my thoughts and as long as this is working, I still have time. It doesn't matter how old I get. So if I would be 60 and this body is still working, I could still pursue what I feel is important. I could still follow my intuition. So I think it's a false concept to believe that we only have to do things when we are young and we have to be done by 35, we should have it all figured out. I don't agree. I feel like as long as you have a fucking body, you have time to do what you are here to do. So that's not an excuse to be young. Or to be too old. And what did I write? Okay, this is a classic that you might have heard, but the story is like, if you get on the wrong train, you better just leave the train sooner rather than later, because you're on the fucking wrong train. And the longer you stay on the train, the more expensive the ticket back will be. And the same goes for if you have chosen the wrong career, the wrong train, get the fuck off, even if you've been on that train for 10 years. And you might not have to pay, a more expensive ticket. The more expensive ticket is that you will waste your life, that you will dedicate your life to something that you know is not real. Because as we said, as long as you have an able body, you can do the thing. It is never too fucking late. You just have to be courageous. That's the thing. Because when we are courageous to step outside of the norm and be like, but this is what I want to do, regardless of your fucking age, you realize that you are actually free, but the cave and the captivity is the norm. But if you remove the norm, you are actually free to change. Something that really helped me as well was to realize that people have different timelines. So a person who is highly successful in their 20s, maybe they will die when they are 40. That's the end destination for them, or their journey will end when they are 40. And maybe they had to peak when they were in their 20s because that was their calling, that was what they were supposed to do. Another person may live a whole life, and when they are 60 or 70, they will bloom and flourish and be this highly successful person, and they will live forever, like everyone can. But it's just that really was interesting for me and helped me realize that, okay, you can't really compare, because you don't know the end time for everyone. And the same thing is you don't know if a person is climbing the wrong mountain, and that they might climb and be trying to be super successful at something, and they might realize in 10 years time that wasn't even what they wanted to do, so they have to pivot. But if you stick to your thing, you're on the right train, because you're on your fucking timeline. I feel like I'm coming with a lot of inspirational quotes, but it's so fucking, there's so much depth to them. And the last thing that I have is, okay, choose your heart. Because I say it so lightly, but it's so fucking true. And it's really hard to change your career. It's so fucking hard for the ego primarily, and you will have to invest a lot of time and effort into learning new skills, and it is so devastating to the ego, and you might feel lost in the process. It will be probably a bit messy, but it's also fucking hard to be 80 years old and regret not doing what you wanted to do when you had a body that was able to produce what you wanted to do. So I'm just saying, yeah, that's all. I've never dreamt of being a YouTuber, but it turned out to be the way I could finally bring my stories and creations to life. It became my canvas or vehicle, and the only creative outlet that finally silenced the dreams and desires that had been haunting me. And I can say that YouTube has changed my life, not because of fame or recognition, but because of who I had to become just to start, and who I continue to become in the process, because it showed me that it wasn't nearly as scary as I imagined, And because it taught me how effortless and purposeful life can feel when you live in alignment with yourself, when you listen to your intuition, when you say yes to yourself. And I believe that you too have stories to tell, not from the mind, but from the soul. Stories that are waiting for you to bring them to life, and people who are waiting to hear them. And you already know that your dreams won't accept your excuses, and a part of you doesn't want them to. So, get to work.